If you've been waiting months or even years for your green card or citizenship application to move forward, what I'm about to share could completely change your timeline. USCIS just dropped a massive update that's affecting thousands of applicants right now, and if you're in the immigration process, this could mean your wait time just got significantly shorter. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's changed, who's affected, and what you need to do next to take advantage of these new processing improvements. Welcome back to my channel, where I break down the most important immigration updates that directly impact your journey to living and working in the United States. I'm here to cut through the confusion and give you the clear, actionable information you need to navigate the complex world of US immigration. Today, we're diving into one of the most significant USCIS announcements in recent months, and trust me, this is news that thousands of you have been desperately waiting for. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services has just released updated processing times, and the changes are substantial. We're talking about reduced wait times across multiple application categories, improved efficiency measures, and real hope for people who've been stuck in administrative limbo. Whether you're applying for a green card through family sponsorship, employment, adjustment of status, or you're waiting for your citizenship interview, this update has something that could directly affect your case. So make sure you're subscribed and notifications are turned on, because immigration policies can change rapidly, and I'm committed to keeping you informed every step of the way. Now, let's get into exactly what USCIS announced and what it means for your specific situation. The latest announcement from USCIS represents a turning point in how the agency is handling the massive backlog that's been plaguing the immigration system for years. After facing criticism for processing delays that have left hundreds of thousands of applications in pending status, USCIS has implemented operational improvements designed to speed up case processing across the board. This isn't just empty promises or minor tweaks. We're seeing concrete evidence of reduced processing times in multiple categories, and the data is encouraging for anyone currently in the system. The agency has been working on several fronts to address these delays. They've hired additional personnel, implemented better technology systems, and streamlined certain procedural requirements that were creating unnecessary bottlenecks. The result is that many application categories are now seeing processing times that are weeks or even months shorter than they were just a few quarters ago. Let's start with green card applications, which have been one of the most frustrating areas for applicants. If you filed for adjustment of status, which is the process of applying for a green card while you're already in the United States, you're likely familiar with the anxiety of waiting for your case to move forward. The good news is that USCIS has reported significant improvements in processing Form Y-485, the application to register permanent residence or adjust status. Employment-based green card applications have seen some of the most notable improvements. Depending on your service center and the specific employment category, processing times have decreased substantially. What was taking 18 to 24 months in some centers is now being processed in 12 to 15 months in many cases. For family-based green card applications, we're also seeing positive movement, though the improvements vary depending on the relationship category and priority date situations. The agency has also made progress on processing advanced parole documents and employment authorization documents that are filed concurrently with adjustment of status applications. This is crucial because these documents allow applicants to travel internationally and work legally while waiting for their green card approval. Faster processing of these supporting documents means less disruption to your life during what can be a multi-year process. For those of you on the path to US citizenship, there's excellent news here as well. Form N-400, the application for naturalization, has seen processing time reductions across multiple field offices. Citizenship is the final step in many people's immigration journey, and the wait for interview scheduling and final approval has been a source of tremendous stress for countless families. USCIS has managed to reduce the average naturalization processing time through improved interview scheduling efficiency and better resource allocation at field offices across the country. Some offices that were showing processing times of 15 to 18 months are now completing cases in 10 to 12 months, While this still requires patience, it represents meaningful progress for people who have already spent years as permanent residents waiting for their opportunity to become citizens. The interview process itself has also been streamlined in many locations. USCIS has implemented better appointment scheduling systems that reduce gaps in officer availability and ensure that interview slots are being used more efficiently. For applicants, this means less waiting between the time your case is ready for interview and when you actually sit down with an immigration officer. Not everyone will see the same level of improvement, and it's important to understand which categories are experiencing the most significant reductions in processing times. Generally speaking, straightforward cases with complete documentation and no complicating factors are moving fastest through the system. If your application involves additional security clearances, requires extensive background checks due to your travel history, or has any kind of complication that requires additional review, your case may still take longer than the published processing times suggest. Employment-based applicants in certain preference categories, particularly those with advanced degrees or exceptional abilities, are seeing some of the fastest improvements. Family-based applicants who are immediate relatives of US citizens, meaning spouses, unmarried children under 21, and parents of adult US citizens, are also benefiting from reduced processing times since these categories aren't subject to annual numerical limitations. Applicants who filed their cases at service centers that were particularly backlogged are seeing the most dramatic improvements as USCIS has specifically targeted these centers for additional resources and process improvements. The Nebraska Service Center and Texas Service Center, which handle a large volume of employment and family-based applications, have both reported improved processing metrics. Understanding these improvements should inform how you approach your own immigration case. First and foremost, if you've been contemplating starting the green card or citizenship process, but have been discouraged by the long wait times, now is actually a better time than it has been in recent years. While no one can guarantee how long processing times will remain at these improved levels, the current trend is positive. For those who already have pending applications, this update means your case may be approaching adjudication sooner than you expected based on older processing time estimates. Make sure your contact information is current with USCIS, including your email address, phone number, and physical address. The last thing you want is to miss an important notice or interview appointment because USCIS couldn't reach you. If you're planning to file soon, pay particular attention to which service center will handle your application. USCIS generally assigns cases based on where you live, but understanding the processing times at your assigned center can help you set realistic expectations. Check the USCIS processing times webpage regularly, as these figures are updated quarterly and can help you gauge where your case stands relative to current processing standards. While this news is undoubtedly positive, it's important to maintain realistic expectations. Processing time improvements don't mean your case will necessarily be approved faster, especially if there are issues with your application that require additional evidence or review. The published processing times represent how long it takes USCIS to take action on a case, which might mean approval, denial, or a request for additional evidence. Additionally, external factors can still impact processing times. Changes in immigration policy, shifts in application volume, and even unexpected events like government shutdowns or public health emergencies can affect how quickly USCIS processes cases. The improvements we're seeing now are based on recent data, but immigration is inherently tied to political and administrative factors that can change. It's also worth noting that even with improvements, the US immigration system still involves substantial waiting for most applicants. Moving from 18 months to 12 months is meaningful progress, but it's still a full year of your life in uncertain status. Managing expectations and having backup plans for work authorization, travel, and life decisions during this waiting period remains essential. So what should you actually do with this information? If you haven't yet filed your green card or citizenship application and you're eligible to do so, consider moving forward sooner rather than later while processing. Times are showing improvement. If you have a pending case, log into your USCIS online account to check for any updates or requests for evidence that you might have missed. Consider setting up case status alerts so you're notified immediately when there's movement on your application. For those experiencing processing times that significantly exceed the posted estimates for your case type and service center, you may have grounds to submit a case inquiry. USCIS generally allows inquiries for cases that are outside normal processing times. And while this doesn't guarantee faster processing, it can sometimes prompt review of cases that may have been overlooked. Most importantly, make sure your application was complete and accurate when filed. Many delays occur because applications are missing required evidence or contain errors that trigger requests for additional information. If you're working with an immigration attorney, stay in regular contact to ensure you're prepared to respond quickly to any USCIS requests. The bottom line is that this USCIS update represents genuine progress for thousands of people navigating the US immigration system. Shorter wait times mean less uncertainty, faster reunification with family members, quicker ability to pursue career opportunities, and sooner realization of the American dream for countless immigrants. While challenges remain and the system still requires patience, the trajectory is moving in the right direction. If this information was helpful to you, please hit that like button and share this video with anyone you know who's going through the immigration process. The more people who understand these updates, the better prepared our community will be to navigate this complex system. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'll continue monitoring USCIS announcements and breaking down exactly what they mean for your immigration journey. Drop a comment below and let me know what stage you're at in your process and whether this news impacts your timeline. I read every comment and love hearing your stories and questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue exploring everything you need to know about US immigration. Until then, stay informed, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward on your path to achieving your American dream.